The January transfer window is just around the corner, so while some people will be wondering what Santa is going to bring them for Christmas, the football fans will be pondering who and what their club needs in January in order to fulfil their season objectives. The winter window has been a thing in the Premier League since the 2002-2003 season, with the window previously running through the summer up until March. So let's go back to 2003 and look at the most expensive transfer from every January transfer window so far. The most expensive signing in the first January transfer window was Jonathan Woodgate, who moved from Leeds United to Newcastle for £9 million. Newcastle haven't had many quality centre-backs at the club in the 21st century, which we'll come to later, but Jonathan Woodgate was one of their best, a brilliant reader of the game during his season and a half at St James's Park. In the summer of 2004, Woodgate was on the move again, joining Real Madrid where he celebrated his debut with an own goal followed by a red card. In January 2004, the most expensive signing was Louis Saha for £12.8 million from Fulham to Manchester United. Having already scored 15 goals that season and played a blinder at Old Trafford in a 3-1 win for Fulham, Fergie decided to sign the French forward that January, adding more competition for places up front for the Red Devils. Saha spent 4.5 seasons with the club, scoring 28 Premier League goals in 86 games. The following year, the record transfer came from Newcastle once again, with the Geordies paying Rangers £8 million for Jean-Alain Boumsong. Everything about this transfer was wrong. Boumsong cost £8 million despite being available for absolutely nothing just months earlier, and once he arrived he had a miserable time on Tyneside, leaving in August 2006 to join Juventus in Serie B. In 2006, the most expensive January signing was Theo Walcott, who swapped Southampton for Arsenal for £9.1 million after various different instalments. He was a baby when Arsene Wenger signed him, but by the summer of 2006 he was on his way to the World Cup. Of course Theo didn't play a minute, but still. This January will mark 12 years at the Emirates for Walcott, so has he been a success for Arsenal? Let us know in the comments below. In 2007, the most expensive signing in the winter window saw Aston Villa pay Watford £9.65 million for Ashley Young. Young was a spectacular player in Watford's promotion season, then continued to impress in the Premier League, despite the Hornets struggling. Young's form saw him get a move to Villa Park, back when they were an exciting top-half Premier League club, with the winger scoring on his debut and then forcing his way into the England squad the following season, and into the Premier League Team of the Year. In 2008, the most expensive January signing was Nicolas Anelka, who Chelsea paid Bolton £15 million for. Yes, it's another club paying big money for Nicolas Anelka, just like so many teams had done before Chelsea, with the Frenchman costing multiple clubs just under £90 million during his career. In his first season with Chelsea, Anelka missed a penalty in the shootout in the Champions League final, but the following year he won the Golden Boot. So swings and roundabouts really. In 2009, the record January signing was Jermaine Defoe, costing Tottenham £15.75 million from Portsmouth. The striker spent just one calendar year at Fratton Park, scoring 15 league goals during a time for the club that would eventually be financially catastrophic. After scoring just 3 goals in the second half of the season after returning to Spurs, the next campaign he hit 18 goals, his best ever tally in the top flight. The highest fee paid in the January transfer window of 2010 was the £9 million Manchester City paid Middlesbrough for Adam Johnson. Best not say anything here and move on. Back on the right side of the law, the biggest transfer in January 2011 saw Fernando Torres swap Liverpool for Chelsea for an incredible £50 million. It was a club record signing at the time and is still the biggest transfer in the history of the window, but my word did Chelsea regret it. Torres was no longer the striker he was, and his time at Chelsea became remembered for comical misses and Gary Neville orgasms rather than golden boots and Premier League titles. In 2012, the most expensive January signing was Papi Cisse to Newcastle from Freiburg for £9.3 million. After half a season on Tyneside, the Magpies must have thought they had the best striker in the world, with Cisse scoring 13 goals in 14 games, including some absolute wonder goals. The rest of his Newcastle days will be spent offside scoring in dribs and drabs, moving to China in 2016. In 2013, the most expensive January signing was Christopher Samba to QPR from Anzi Makachkala for £12.5 million. My word, this has to go down as one of the worst January signings ever, as QPR looked to secure survival by bringing in a Premier League veteran and a man who had been a titan at the back for Blackburn. Sadly, that's not how things went though for Samba at Loftus Road, returning to Russia in July after just half a season that saw QPR demoted to the Championship. Somehow Samba is still there, playing for Aston Villa. 2014's biggest January move saw Juan Mata leave Chelsea to join Manchester United, costing £37.1 million. Jose Mourinho no longer wanted the Spaniard, so decided to get rid, sending him off to Old Trafford while the Red Devils were nowhere near the Premier League title. Of course, in 2017, Mata is still with Man United, now working under Jose Mourinho again, which doesn't seem to be as awkward as it should be. In 2015, the biggest January transfer was Wilfried Bony to Manchester City, costing £28 million from Swansea. Another monumental waste of money. Bony had been incredible in Wales, but was goal shy to say the least at the Etihad, scoring just 6 goals during his time there. Last season he was on loan at Stoke, but now he's back at Swansea, nowhere near the striker he once was. In 2016, the record January transfer signing was Janelli Mbula to Stoke from Porto for £18.3 million. The midfielder started well for the Potters, but that seems like a lifetime ago now, with Mbula falling down the pecking order, being put up for sale by Mark Hughes, and now spending his days on loan at Toulouse in Ligue 1. And finally, last year's biggest January move was the transfer of Gabriel Jesus to Man City from Palmeiras for £27 million. The deal had been agreed the summer before, but didn't go through until January 2017, and the Brazilian immediately made an impact, taking to the Premier League like a duck to water or some other cliché. Jesus is far too good for a 20-year-old, and I doubt there'll be a better January signing than him this transfer window. So those are the most expensive signings from every January transfer window in Premier League history. Let us know in the comments below who you think was the best and what you think the biggest deal will be this winter. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe.